So from what they share. But you like video no matter why. Young queen. Now, and I don't see a catch them say TV3 for no MPP a boycott to station no. And na MPP so mu here no mo your press conference na mo call and mo to microphone. You see baby. Woman so ma report to alaji ni omo de na ma police obi ase na se no obi afrem. Obi afrem. Obi amfrem. Obi na eye no se ensi wo. Emma ho was member now waba obe invading the privacy na wato micro atwan so de yentia
question be am so me say enti intentional o share that na ball mic no to twene ye no
anya intentional say we anya say chara me anya say ma shada o anya say ma shada mi amu na me tukini ye
wa na o share that ball mic because na microphone me kwa me video me bo me video ni say bia na u page ye bi no say na
me amu mi shala na mi yi me say anya mic
to share that na u ji mic no to twene ye
mi na mi yi mic no to ho because yam pe omo ye to you know me asem bia dia omo di dia they should stay in their corner. No munja na no munni bibia ya no mu even as I'm talking now. So any communicator from the New Patriotic Party appear on their platform, we are going to suspend the sad communicator.
Hey. Yes. But chama bani say we be
right. So where Alhaji Masaudu yes buga man. Na womo so makọ report na ma police ade na hye womo ai na me na me de me ho me se me mpɛ wasem ase chingira pɛ masem wati bi da me na me de me ho me se mpɛ masem wo se me pɛ wasem ma me nche wo se me ba na womo kɔtena mo TV ne so ya akwa wi wo tese wadwa onya sukuru be so ya do gina.
There's a press conference.
This man.
And I don't want to say this. See, you play the video. I don't want to say right now. I don't want to say it, but play the video.
Prepare ourselves. So I want to.
Uni bibiaka. Utimi nkahe. Munyo bia. A media house o mo choose say moye bias, moye propaganda lines atro akokwe sem na mudi. Adenta chinjina opese me omfia opese oba ho. Uni bibiaka. Sa kwa when you too no power the Tv3 sa kwa we. Or jealousy, hatred. Just say ukokwohwe say we see attack akamfo. Da bia ne program wo ya eti akanfo enso maka ndi bi nko attack ni kuru mu awfiri no na hwede besi office omo nko na moja wo mu sa TV3 fo no na me de NDC ni de so kodi akira asa wadwene nyina na ayira wo so obi akodi NDC aki pe na enema ye basa wo so obi wani pai wo ye kodi NDC aki na adwena sei eti wo mo ye nema basa say wo ye hwan Aqua wepa.
Say this. See, you play the video. I don't want to say right now. I don't want to say it, but play the video.
Prepare ourselves. So I want to thank you for joining us this evening.
On 3FM,
it's not minority that will also say something. At least the mighty minority that you can't say it's okay. So mighty minority that actually okay. Chief or no unfortunately we cannot so
please put that. I just go via connection to
yeah, so
so you could clearly tell that this was a planned thing, right? Because the vice chairman said TV3 for, then the general secretary said unfortunately he had not even finished his sentence, that he was going to say unfortunately we cannot admit blah blah blah, and then he pushes the mic and somebody behind says, oh, he was trying to push it back. when you see that there's no space for the microphone to angle. Keep the video on. You see that there's no space for the microphone to angle. So this is a planned thing. And then when they finish, they laugh. But on the front bench, you could see Alexander Penyo marking and Nana Boy.
TV3 for Edgar Lie. As Obian Frewom. Obian small secretary Mumra Hassin. Because TV3, the level of diabolics, our was studio on dangerous. MPP opposition modi on omo party amodi ayom omo government amodi yom no more opposition yes here was dey afi yenkote ya no omo de letter bia beto awante ye de ya report to map CID so obi akan ne amatofu no obi afrew chairman why dey pa why dey why dey because omo te wona ya titire Captain Smart edin samfun te akufuado omo ti dey no ye HMP for you, I'm support to chairman, and no. Why are dear pa? Chairman or ni level and not thing. Na, mammy, we are first no on your cocoa, ya jant way. Says, dear, I am so a person Mahama man position on. Ya jant way, son and ya jant way. No on your cocoa, and I am once and say, why cocoa, sir? If you are so one no more cacra. I lady be was him no more into my cocoa. Was it ye? Yenty ya jant way.
That's why I said it. But now coming to the press conference yesterday, I heard that they threw away your mic. Why is GJ quiet?
At some point in time, yes.
No, why is GJ quiet?
But they put it back.
It does not matter. The fact that they have done that alone is unacceptable. And I believe that all of us, because we are all journalists, and there's solidarity. When we were growing up, one for all for one. When we were growing up as young journalists, we stood for each other. So what is the GJ doing? The MPP, they almost collapsed this program. You remember? They boycotted, they didn't want to come, and you people went to do some community what, and it did not work. No, don't do this. I'm speaking the truth.
Dear truth now, Walker. Ya Jantua, dear truth. Oh, ye journalists now, we support to each other. Well, now we have Abraham war power. NDC, Kwaku, you know, to me, Jome, Canada Jampo stations, almost Jomono. Over to she. Now we have now we are in charge of public utility, whatever. PURC. No one know. Now we have what a hypocrisy. Hear how much actually today. More the infantry say, Muja woman. Mianyo. Say, on Tiasi. Now, yak, some of them, no, what the young people now more infant. As I said, BBSC among Bida. Any partner say, Mamincha was a member. You say one cranny, so why staff on? Ya don't to a presidential staff for any Anuntia. We are sorry, one would deceive Ghana for us when we are neutral, political neutral, yet the agent and Tamo, one year Kobian Bishon video actually. Akoshiphone Kwa, a NDC party, woman cannot correct. NDC, Miss NDC party, there will be no kind of party, woman cannot correct.
And they are still doing the after you and you people are quiet. The GJ should come and talk. If they won't come on your show, nobody is forcing them.
So all those could be adduced reasons why they lost.
Because the way they behave. You remember the way this.
You know, we your friends say, we acquire what your friends say, presenter to a mirror affinity. On strategy, you know, and all this could be the reason why they lost. So, MPP, I'm arrogant. See. You see the bogus, Yakasa TV3, your bogus media, so almost and Tiasia. So, I can't go so mirror finish, presenter not to mirror affinity. But I want to catch us, our presenter. Oh, maybe all the conversation I've ever, I'll call your friend say, when I know Bonnie teach me. We mirror affinity, Israel, the way Israel lie. But I call more kindly than I'm country. On say sharply no akọ twa gbewura baby eti and the more we lose election na eti and no so ba wo me arrogant say ya and sometimes say ya TV3 just wo me shallow diabolics in kwa no me you akọ mirror finidi pa we sa akọ mirror finidi o de ti asem wa Roland Walker, me that's a power bronzeman. Roland Walker, idia kesi nkwa.
The way they behave. You remember the way these people behave, even on set. The arrogance of power. Talk. If they won't come on your show, nobody is forcing them.
So all those could be adduced reasons why they lost.
Because the way they behave. You remember the way these people behave, even on set. The arrogance of power. They forgot themselves. They forgot that they were voted for. They forgot that Ghanaians put them where they were. Ghanaians were so angry. Look at how Ghanaians voted against them. And now to the press conference. Then I will drop. They are going to give thanks to who? Which God is that? Is it their own God? Which God?
I mean, it's just not usually.
We say why depression achino say dey you. Wo NDC for kra. Mo NDC for mo papa ne Rollins. A wono anum so kunkum nipa kra no. Mahama timi get the audacity so akofa asofo akohwefo say mo mompa ye man ema no. Wo which God? Mo NDC for kra no. Mutimi ekase ye bom paye ye konyame nche mo NDC Mahama kan ho bi. Shame on you. When we in good country, no better on my year. No, my dear mom 3 months, as we 7 years. On my 3 months, penno, as NDC, I did 7 years. Muhunya kono. Nimudia be any mutrim. NDC, a mom, what time, no motion kurachi, and a mudia man for them, can you put boom? Where your mind? Where your party, as you do my shannon, sir. 3 months, and you do mine a show, sir. 3 months. As we made 7 years. What a shame. Eti weni ya yajantua obientie. Alaji no waya de pa Masaudu. Eno ano no. Propaganda na twam. Obie no be mom sa chance no. Enna MPP ya arrogant. Hwede wo mo chekere. Mo ke ka kire nkofo antime nwen because most of NDC followers no, most of them antime nwen. Eti wo mo resort to violence and insult eno ano no. Ono mo to subject for critical analysis they can't stand. Because propaganda any other party no to trust them atronia kohwesem na Rollins the party no etianya nwa se TV3 NDC 4 station enya nwa akobe se cocaine ni container aban mobile ya wiase nyina ate yenka mo honya akono dada wiase nim se mo leader no enema waye omonim NDC ba power na country bia na red flag e de amagana no mo monitor na wo mo de ato radar sanete NDC ba power kura utu kwan enye de because unya ye Ghana ni a NDC ba na wo ye Ghana ni na utu kwan a ye busa question more yeah se kura na o ma ye yesa konkonte cocaine issue no utu kwan a wo bebre ese da bia no o prepare wo so be ya be answer simple questions. Tia enkojiji obi ane ma kra nhyɛ wo ne ade bia o luggage no bibia wo bia sɛ o ya we because NDC ne ma omo ye no ewiase de omo de ato radar yeah omo de ato radar ti mo ne na ho utu kwa na luggage no unim ne ma ewo mu a make sure sɛ onim bibia wo bag im because once ukuta Ghana passport no sa na eko because akwani friend say o foreign minister ya won kan okore o foreign minister and kan ko president and kan okore this ankofo edimanim ye bebre now the same concern wa TV3 for no concern wa akwa we some kan no obi anki si wuda some nim no your friend say mo ba papa o nim no ono na ka oni ge bi sha say so obi anki si wuda obi afo so wa ki si wuda Paja obomodi ane share link share video na amanfo nya notification ana ene holiday na amanfo ni fie ohun paja share link no share video no ma afoforo why na like paja kokrumuti na hosuru mi asoma me why bomodi an wonye yae akwaye oda so samo kan no ayi komini ni ya oda so yi ayi hwa no ayi yes Jampo dross ai hwa dross yi papa ya woro so na obi amfo so urade Black so wadam for no my we so wadam for no what say MPP for hard 20 NDC for enche dan tete nkrofo a omo ye babies with sharp teeth no matimi abede abe defend the NDC because say no as omo hyehye wo na MPP for na hard dwen dodo ai bronze man say wadam for the papa we say wo nipa no no akwa we say mo kan no one say ai to obi amfo so won kisi with an video bi no na say kamede ba was it and Jampo say the violent kisses for Cries, yes, BBC, and I'm not you, Papa, where the internet and so. Opa ko free ho. What say? MPP for hard to talk, and one tears yet, and one, what the yentino, Papa, your friend one Jampo, yentino.
I've started. Now, let me quickly also say that it is too early for the ruling government to be tolerating the kind of bad press that people have started introducing for them. I urge the ruling party and its communicators to begin to activate all mouth cameras so that we can offer a regime defense to ensure that the president has a peace of mind against the needless noise of those who know next to nothing about how to govern a country. You are tolerating, I know that you have to focus. President Mahama has to focus. But whether you like it or not, he's a human being. And so sometimes you can be diverted or be worried by some of this needless noise from those who don't know how to govern a country. And so all mouth cameras must be activated to offer a regime defense to shield the president and his appointees from the needless noise of those who know next to nothing about how to govern a country. So Eduji and Co, please begin to be doing some of these things. Otherwise, they will continue to throw the mud. They don't know how to govern a country, but they can continue to throw the mud such that before you know, the mud begins to fester in the psyche of people. Meanwhile, we know the kinds of things that are being done by the government. And so it is important.
Former vice, former chairman, any hello, Azu, Yajinamuha, Memamunya, you could say, Yajinaha, Yake, Yajinaha, Azu, Choboy, and Yajinahanua. President, former vice president, former president, John Dramani, Mamantine Yohanum. Ezu. Ezu. President. Ntia yabeshi.
Afi, abuzi afoso wa hunde yakoso. Chairman, so uti asmo kan. Say NDC feel hit in pa. Wow. Me kura nam so mo mfa ho. Really? We ne yama na adwuma say Shepherds Authority we o. Akoye oda kunyam wo he. Won na baba ye on bi oda he. On bi oda he. So ho. Asa mo akua fidi aso de nan. Say wo mo feel hit in pa o. Say 3 months ago no. It was say, woman day, woman penkrofo a wombema Mahama asum adweno because pressure na ekoma Mahama so won me. Hey, incompetence penny. 3 months. Pressure na ba no Mahama ntimi nya adwuma no. Hey. Hey, yezu cocaine government. Anod ten. Hey yezu. O say yeza. 3 months penny mun ntimi hit no. Wow. Wow, Bronsman. Unipa ya wada kunyamu we ejaya na oko pedros wa say obi akisi wa obi force wa kisi da won da ho no won da ho yi wo say 3 months pe no president no e fa heat dodo eti wo communicators no aban no think bi no mo defend na people for na ha dwen sa sisi ai ana me na mantini ye me ba wo da ma mentie ne brofo ni ye ntie brofo ni wo keka brofo ye ntie ni.
Now let me quickly also say that it is too early for the ruling government to be tolerating the kind of bad press that people have started introducing for them. I urge the ruling party and its communicators to begin to activate all mouth cameras so that we can offer a regime defense to ensure that the
Eti mebao wanya botre no wakọ twetwere as a professor wa twetwere gu paper so eni ni tirim kura wo o say government ni nkopɛ mouth cameras unsa a code because sika no kwa achofo so dada 78 million Ghana cedi won ho media sika no eti wo so mo nkopɛ mouth cameras eti wo mo enkofo party propaganda tool no mo san famra professor wepa professor kumchacha professor kominini also almost some from mouth and there's a microphone betimi abedi atem babies with sharp teeth to defend the government yo to mo pen crofo a omo sen nam omo no ya wow any MP for mo nyina yo professor pa wona wa twere we agu paper so wo kan wo de hwe obi anhwe wo kan free paper so eti Mahama yempa obi no metu Mahama fo a hwe enipa a wo tu Mahama fo
communicators to begin to activate all mouth cameras so that we can offer a regime defense to ensure that the president has a peace of mind against the needless noise of those who know next to nothing about how to govern a country. You are tolerating, I know that you have to focus. President Mahama has to focus. But whether you like it or not, he's a human being. And so sometimes you can be diverted or be worried by some of these needless noise from those who don't know how to govern a country. And so all mouth cameras must be activated to offer a regime defense to shield the president and his appointees from the needless noise of those who know next to nothing about how to govern a
okay, Professor one way English, Professor Mebrof Bawku yate. Now, did the professor children say regime ni just NDC abani regime. We also a political professor. NDC even at the word regime no kran ewase. We also a professor. Secondly, a mouth cameras. Now those who don't know how to govern. Babi Busao 3 months pen mobile. Senka omani ye Ghana ni ye it was ungovernable. Enka papa we to wadi we ya soniti edda kunyam say o man bia ke ye ungovernable no enka o man no instability ananya sa anka instability ana say enka o man asomdwe nim if say MPP couldn't govern the country well senka o man no ke ye enka o man nye stable because NDC ba 3 months ni no o mo fa hwe mai 3 months bibiansi wo man nim. So logically, it also say, Omaino, government na call yeno, o manage Omaino, and a wabano wabetuaso. Let us see the way. It said the Atimunina ya by that and manage economy na yetimu. So where you saw a professor, we Professor Contomre, our way, Mimin Cotton class one Chamadie. Coming co school that mean now, K. Because a professor was so dishonest. I will be running on my 8 years. I'm not them on this space. On baby out. What is the same country now? One more minimum money managing what team about way about 3 months. On yes, some anything new. So today, this professor answer what dia wow. Because we so in fact political science in Ukraine I minimum city as here. Because or maybe I hear ungovernable now, young government instability or mining. That's it. We want to be in Chramadi. Min Tiasia, my min Traukra, and then on for min Traman in Chramadi. K. How can a professor wait and young one until it belong to NDC? It's afraid they must resort to babies with sharp teeth because a human yard your man. So this professor propose with babies with sharp teeth. So that Ometimia Banner, Omabeti Diatem now ye conje ye. Now say Mahama, yes, to defend the regime, Mahama regime. It's like North Korea. So a political lecturer power, even a term called regime, your country you used to the man regime. Me sure so smart in politics.
Country. So Eduji and Co, please begin to be doing some of these things. Otherwise, they will continue to throw the mat. They don't know how to govern the country. but they can continue to throw the mud such that before you know, the mud begins to fester in the psyche of people. Meanwhile, we know the kinds of things that are being done by the government.
So, MPP for na Mosempa. MPP for na Mosempa why? Because you said there 78 million call okwacho for so no. The atiane say omo de be communication, propaganda no a omo fees omo opposition. Mo mount pressure ni ye. MPP communicators from the traditional media to the social media to food soldiers. Mo mount pressure because woman ntimi mu oman no woman be say oman na mo nyi oman no free woman nsem. Mo mount pressure. Mo mount pressure because there's no way nkofo way e woni midie bia eno sapoma. Mo mount pressure any small medium bia mo nya bia. Mo mount pressure mo churches na mo nya mo ntokwa no de omo pene say omo pese mo kono mo ka mo nya nanka on say NDC adwene say sambre campaign for aircon da bi mo mamonko mo nya fo mo asem no nto nchen. Mo mount pressure na nkofo we nya de omo di anything new eba said ye be ya Mahama pressure beba no so sa na ese mo ye asema me ne community muntie ne yepa de MPP communicators no many mo blog mo vloggers ne whatever for nyina mo nya smart because we omo professor ni o and na ne strategy ne strategy odi abeto abonten no because omo ntiase say adan na nipa no e kasa wo man na ne yura fi se omo opposition no wo say Akufo de arrogant MPP for arrogant and omo de omo mbra omo ho ase enti Mahama de obre ne ho ase. What a shame. This is a professor Kontomre, Professor Kominini, Professor maybe for so afewa no, Professor obia toshu ama, Professor Moka Kuma, Professor Mito Moku, na ni kran santi wokoto Moku ni krage ne se enyefe. Professor me do ko shop, onyo obo oba ye de ne kokko ye shop ma no. Professor otompa bo na de coffee ano. Ne guess na ba ne yemfifi o ma no sa o professor. Guess no yento Moku fan coffee ano sa eso di ka vibe nansa vibe ne nwura ne widiem asa na wakoye ne shopping yes a won fi o. Professor Professor china kwa me ko fa ne video na ba. When we lucky say me refie. Say Professor feel hit no one da ho ye oda massage one da ho say deduako efunu bia ya dedan deduako deduako ase wo ko deduako efunu bia ya dedan one dem ho no a chairman da ha no say Professor ntimi ewia se pa mo empani aka se etwamne bia so ya na o say baba no what opposition no a no amount of pressure go Akufo Addo so inciting koda na ti Akufo Addo nti na officer Akufo Addo mo janim no eninim wo papa we bias ba o papa ja we bias professor we bias onye papa onye enye yenye politics there we and say we expect the same thing. In fact let's expect more than that. And before the chokra ni say mama just constructive criticisms so mo are the propaganda na mo be dwa lie muntimi ntena a bonus. Professor Komini ni we pa. Professor Fatu Beji Grace. Enyawa. BBC phone de kanyama na make ampacho. BBC da online ho. Again say oh yeah says for grade eda ho. Enyama na make ampacho. We ye nipa ukotras man kire wade. Enti man kire wade. Ana wan hwe video na na. Na num nsam na ehu ye o. Enye onye obi ane na eka. E wo internet so YouTube. Aye. Professor Komini ni beni. Ti before na mo sempa why. Chama so na wagigi adem. What did that ho na papa bia mount pressure see the same chama so. Say we ni ono yedna koto shepes authority. Papa yo, wo mo se kiosk kura wonye bi da. We no ono kiosk. Ewurade. Na so be shibruta. Yeah, Professor Komini. Professor Fatu Beji grade. We do almost say Jampo of the Fatu Beji golf. Ako hisam sa first detailer akwaba NSA Juma ano Professor Kobi one of them say Kobi had not to Nigeria we aso one da ho no one da so wo ye day chairman na Ghana for no say papa we no one kiosk kra wonya bi da wo na de na mo so won konkohwe shepes authority won koye okopede wo no be dey muntie no yentie man ewurade anodin
Ghana Shipping Authority aban akoponti obi papa no appointed offense Professor Jampo masa wankasa ye wo a wonyine wo hu se professor bia ye bibi okroma e mo no atimi ekre omo kire business enso obi hu no oni kiosk kra ye ton chok kra wo mda omo ye business bia no mabo
say o judge ne before so be ye adwuma maybe on the change be ba be there ho
me say na ye ni hana professor ne oyi nipa kuma e huru me friends command appointment enje ne wo hwegu ka professor ayaman appointment a woman business so nya wo mu kire business but wo de ne two table so e de krenyo so kura gu so auton obebuka
me pa che say o judge obi abra onya
hey ma we so na no ya pa was it what woman krenyo kura want me so now what Professor Jampo here opa resign wo hu na do the next 2 years I said the Ghana for no be pro with him no hu wo so ye e said abra we fanboy bia ma hu urade aban mo politics o ye mfa fanboy 7 na ye o opa resign ne nsema wo beti wasum no hu wasum be ye wo chain sanity what bombro mo dia ma wo me se wo kriyon kra di go hunt me so ent aye no kra so ya se ma plan ade brand NDC ento asum nyansanim say won kofa nkrofo a won be lip service for na on me defend ya ban wa look e dia na why obi me defend na president nya asum dwie unya hwehwe kra Jampo unya hwehwe e wo de yentie man ma we so to bomb pa yentie no
ye importers enti aban appointed be a businessmen you work quoting your business plan that's what you call for your businessmen are o de omo koto baby a omunim situation we ochire pipa ho adwuma o de no koto wa wonti menyawe Ghana Shipping Authority unim ade omoye eho o she we ba bill of lading no masa o ko cranium ma wo sek ha me ma example na ukita phone we o de ko sek package o de ko na wutua na ukodu asafo na okoje a watua ya ma receipt okoje a ye be ha juice
da bi se watua wo ha dia
o bill of lading Shipping Authority oko watua e wo abroche ana ha no asan beduru ha okoje na je san tua
ese watua double
omo watua double answer akoso sa why ne betimeti why ne obekan sa asemi a kire
the minion e kana me dibi to
right eti Professor Kominini na amanfo de ni top sa no Professor Beji Grace ai fa to Beji Golf wono a won da hai na sese de na so aye hie eti wosuro se Ghana for no be man to president wo yes smart say aban anti communication ye mpenkrofo a wo ma no ya na wo betie sima defend aban no won na echechire mo a yes boni nsuma Professor I wish you all the best why I save journey Nigeria na duru ho a am obaji bia so pa ye best ye pressure ide be good tiri so no wasum be ye chain e yo said abred the fanboy na edi aban ho agro woni so hey na sisi ya na wo wadwa sa no hey o de yentie so wo mo kra ne mafo do me ba
Ghana Shipping Authority aban akoponti obi papa no appointed offense Professor Jampo masa wankasa ye wo a wonyine wo hu se professor bia ye bibi okroma e mo no atimi ekre omo kire business enso obi hu no oni kiosk kra ye ton chok kra wo mda omo ye business bia no mabo
say o judge ne before so be ye adwuma maybe on the change be ba be there ho
me say na ye ni hana professor ne oyi nipa kuma e huru me friends command appointment enje ne wo hwegu ka professor ayaman appointment a woman business so nya wo mu kire business but wo de ne two table so e de krenyo so kura gu so auton obebuka
me pa che say o judge obi abra onya nya adwuma
ye importers enti aban appointed obi a businessmen you work quoting your business plan that's what you call for your businessmen are o de wo koto baby a omunim situation we ochire pipa ho adwuma o de no koto wa wonti menyawe Ghana Shipping Authority unim ade omoye eho o she we ba bill of lading no masa o ko cranium ma wo sek ha me ma example Now kita phone we o dey call second package. O dey call na wutua na ukodu asafo na okoje a. Wutua yama receipt. Okoje a ye better use ka.
There be say wutua o ha dia.
O bail of lady. Shepherds authority. Oko wutua e wo abroche ana ha no. Asan beduru ha okoje na je osan tua.
Say wutua double.
What's your double? Answer. Akoso sa. Why ne betimi ati? Why ne obekan sa asemi a kire?
The mini ane kana. Me divi to say.
It's very sad. Very, very sad. And akoya say akwa we are working news no.
Yeah, it's here for your mom. It's here for your my no. You know, your mom kaseboy to what in TV so. Eh, kaseboy, the boy. Sina nankana district nana mebo atefo me ba nana kufado am sheep
right Ghana to mbukuni ba we I say NDC amamono NDC amamozi aneti o NDC amamono was my confused afi edidi atem kwa we are no more yell because my confused NDC sanity.
Welcome to the Resetting Agenda. This call is being recorded for training purposes. For cocaine, press 1. For galamsey, press 2. For the missing containers, press 3. For termination of appointment, press 4. For cocoa prices 419, the campaign promise which was never fulfilled, press 5. For Dumso, press 6. You can press 0 for our NIB boys to visit you and give you a slap.
You know, if you are able to tell collapse banks, and people who was unemployed, you cannot today say that. But even Mr. Speaker, with determination, yesterday I am so surprised. My respectable colleague, he made mention that he couldn't even hear. He couldn't even hear that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama spoke about job creation, and then he said any initiatives. But if
growing more NDC abano sana you abana it say confused bibia confusion.
Yeah, it's here for your mom. It's here for your my no. You know, your mom kaseboy to what in TV so. Eh, kaseboy, the boy. Sina nankana district. Nana mebo atefo me ba nana kufado am sheep.
Sina utiri so no pampas. Ozi sina nankana sina utiri so eno wa pampas why? Nana kufado why utiri so no pampas. Ana na mo ha dwen Cries an ekro be ni ozi sina nankana sina utiri so eno wa pampas. Ekro bi pa ni se mhunu fo nko a ekro ni every day se mhunu nko a me se NDC amamo we ehun news ana mo be kan no sa ehun news ana mo butie no chama so ne da ha no black so onipa ne da ha no woda ha why tem yanku yenim idu mo chia yanku yenim I the reason so anodin na ode yakobo kumra chama so wa hase when what dear draw when what dear draw boko na just say what miss Tommy boko whatever akwawi what dear drama police for no cross through no hwade whatever what dear draw police for no cross through no karia kai we boko ayi kelankuto whatever was Tommy ho kuratuo a dwonko whatever when ye whatever in robo pon ho yanechi when you spiritual body bulletproof when you spiritual one boko nema ho urade boko ne man police talk e dia no den ema police for no crutch say unia ti so do say akwa no we gang leader gang which is what etuo na kura no so we so obekun pompation na we no won wadi aduro sa no etuo bo na wonwu ana police for no kura no e na mo frese chama de bra which is what a gang
Still fucking live.
Allah, still living. No motherfucker.
No duru one cheese.
Ba shegi.
Allah. Muchu
Bawku.
Very soon.
All Monday.
Bogo.
Eron say Ruso church we. Ruso church. Bawku nema o. Bawku nema o. Hey. Na dro no madini sa no. What is Bawku dey no shake you. What do you say? Oma dia duro nyina si. Yes say me nimba bi onko de bobo no we watch it. We watch it. Na when enra si bi say oh twia ede o tuom tuo ede obi di tuo ba o say ma dia duro enra so na si bi su chechim.
Still fucking live.
Allah, still living. No motherfucker.
No duru one cheese.
Ba shegi. Allah.
Muchu
Bawku.
Very soon.
All Monday.
Bogo.
Chama so here. Te say whatever no dia hye no ho. No wo so we soja ni. So wonu so free kro bem. E we wonu so si wa chechire. Kro bi ni. We wonu so si wa che ahwe ne mfefia asemi. Ne mfefia bia wo si wana duru wanchi na chama de duru wanchi. Mude mo pass mu dwie kra o sa kro mo pass mu dwie kra. Eso do ehunu huna no awo. Eti ekromo no de wote say ene omo je omo me na ho ekromo omo je omo me na ano den wote say omo je omo me na pa kromo this is serious. Oh na chama ya wono was stormy asi na mama nkyere wade TV3 for no ho eboko for no say omo hwe yi TV3 for yi boko for so omo hwe yi say omo ye news ti aboko for no say omo dwa yenhwe news we mra.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press. Ladies and gentlemen of the press. These events, the acts of banditry and terrorism, have regrettably led to the suspension of armed security escorts on the Bawku-Bolgatanga highway, which is a critical international trade route linking Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Togo. The ensuing disruption has stranded commuters and goods. Paralyzed economic activity, and it risks damaging Ghana's regional and diplomatic trade relations. Today, if you are in the Bawku township, you cannot travel to Bolgatanga because these youth, these Kusasi youth, have taken control over the roads. The roads that you and I pay our taxes for the government to construct and then build. bandits have taken control over these roads and citizens cannot travel on that road. And the state is quiet. In addition, the actions of the Kusasis have directly been aimed at making public institutions like the Bawku Presby Hospital, the Bawku Presby Nurses and Midwifery College, the Ghana Commercial Bank, and the Agricultural Development Bank dysfunctional and permanently closed. That is what they want. If you own a country or if you own a town, do you wish that these critical state infrastructure be closed permanently? Just like the Bawku Central Market, the Kusasi say all these critical state infrastructure are located within the territory of the Mapuches. Hence, they are untiring and determined efforts to render these state institutions permanently closed. Their actions are akin to the biblical story of dividing the baby into two, which ultimately leads to the death of the baby. That is what they want. We therefore urge the state to act with urgency to restore the functioning of roads and these critical state infrastructure. Thank you very much.
Okay, Doc, please let me come in. I want to ask you before the questions. Is GTV here? What of TV3? What of Joy? Talk, please. I need some clarity.
Eti na chese TV3 for the one some Bawku for no so na mo dwalai e na mo the strong warning ma TV3 for so mo very careful because on propaganda wo nim na mo de bo mo so de wo de wallahi Bawku mi na bukashi hey wo me action wo de hwade
Okay, you invite them.
Let's finish, please. Let's finish. If I have any other.
No, but it's important because the media is one of the reasons why we are seeing the silent everything about media. So we want
we have presented your views. It's okay. We have presented your views. So, you can come in.
I think we've not given Dr. Issa a loud clap.
We have presented your views. It's okay. We have presented your views. So, you can come in.
I think we've not given Dr. Issa a loud clap enough.
Right. Eti na just TV3 for I said here. Bawku for ani abre. Bawku for na ye world. Say omo ntena ma TV3 for ntwatro. Na TV3 for na de I say yaka kire mo. Say o ma sheda. Now, at the same vein, Chief Justice and of Electoral Commission, NDC for say omo di pusama ombe yi maame fo mienu ye firi ho. Say omo de petition na miensa. Maame ne so pese wa hwe petition no. Nano wo ayarega ejada ukrom no akofa petition bi akufuado omde ya wotwere koma na Council of State na ayarega kofa no mum no obe posti so ho an agenda no aha minim de maami we mai omde ayo mu especially Chief Justice na nyina ne say supreme leader adwen no e wo Mahama trim ni ntino maami we obe overrule against wo mu eni ntino mo yesa no yeah on person mo ya no mo ye niam bi o mo court a on say what they say Attorney General last time oba no be ye dede ayi adubu ahen we state $1 million ho ahwan me kuta evidence me de ne court but what is it ye jeli adubu ahen na debi what is it sa case kakraka na gina court ma media for report to say scandal kakraka bi gina court what debi it me ka say entie NDC ni pani bi a wo se me betawo no Attorney General begina TV so and na dubu ahen and na wato estate and na wo cast there and na wakoto citizenship and na mikuta evidence yes papa Attorney General there we hear they say what persecuting nipa no kura with justice e wo street no so dey was all right say we church media yate. And now I have all the evidence to prosecute him. And you sound okay today. Say almost a month in you. What you prosecute papa no? There be. When we nipa customer say utie. A plus man 1 punch like pain. Papa na yedin. A plus say or you corrupt. No more. Also why you corrupt. Or you crom for A plus da montina mi hunu Metro TV. Also why yedin. A plus then say why you bema or pomiena. Also why yedin. Attorney General why yedin. Oti wo say Mahama ba ye nche ti munya abotre. I'm saying was story in the crowd. Yes, A plus story in yes. Or say you are corrupt and a thief. If you joke with me, I will expose you more. I want to publish it. A plus fires Attorney General Dominic and Yinini Ghana today. Mr. Hunu Metro TV crowd more discuss all. Eti papai okofa be gina no gina media su na MPP ni bi or papai su kra nya MPP ni wo ye Mahama no sorry the church member. Ono ni positive kwa sanya kufu ad ma sa adubu ahena dwuma da bi akufu ado mbeto no. Na wo maba na the scandals state capture papai wo gina di enye yi. O gina di enye yi Attorney General today A plus punche no aden wo meyi ano. E ya fenyo mark ya kwa be scared say wono na ye boy boss inti afenyo mark koso yes ade a obe activate ko minini A plus so ye be ma bra bonten onso ma ye we Attorney General power drunkards political power drunkards enti today NDC ni kasma entie mami wo mo say on person mo yini free ho on person for kwa bia so chief justice to me yini free ho one le mami e frɛ no I want to see aduku efi electoral commission na yenti NDC for Mahama staffer Bawku deputy national security coordinator no as say yenti no.
Starting off from the deputy director in charge of operations at the presidency, Mustafa Gbandi, who says that both the electoral commission chair and chief justice will be removed from office. According to him, their removal will constitute a critical aspect of purging state institutions of political elements to engender trust in the Ghanaian populace. We know that processes are currently underway to determine whether there is merit in some 3 petitions currently before the Council of State for the removal of the Chief Justice. Speaking to TV3, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC said more petitions are expected against the Chief Justice.
We haven't amended our laws. The same laws give President Akufo-Addo the right to remove the Charlotte say they are all independent institutions. She removed her. We have come not just repeating precedents, but we deal with everyone case by case basis. The Chief Justice would have to go. The Electoral Commission chairperson and other politically exposed directors would have to go, and indeed they will go. It's just a matter of time, so that we can fill those places with persons who are not politically exposed. But
are you not lending into the arguments by the NPP that this is deliberate, this is machinations from the NDC?
Are there people who the nation listens to? They are not people who have a voice. These were the very individuals who lived in this country and supervised all the wrong things that were happening, and we are trying to correct because it affects them.
Me and some phone said they are not Gano. We aqua way to any new DNA say we Ghana taxpayer Yanaka, such in Nipa way. And the wrong things that happen. So will be at me also wrong things are. It is against the state. And today you are in power and you can't prosecute people. And you want me to respect such way political goes to way. My God. What ya bem? Obi what me make public statement say. And niema bebre akoso nye. Won not just also evidence or fact. You are in government and you can't prosecute them to save Ghana. And you are just talking to media. Damn. And we na mo taxpayer ma me ne tena twem ton ne yema ne yakogye sika na we one ne guess akodi sika no ne yere o se ne guess no makodi we or a staffer a boy 80 or mine sika hwe just listen to him o feel say it's a shame say o ka kire Ghana for say nkofobia say o man na want me nka say ye kuta factor ye din nkofobi bre court on feel shame because agro no wodi won te ase odwen say na brane papa agapade bi na ato no na wotim bi na wo enjoy nti wo ke kansam basa kofo we mu nyina no mode wo man akose baby we mu nsa we my god we ntie no.
President Akufo-Addo kept and packed the judiciary so that all the appointees who will be taken to court will escape. Yeah, but you are calling for accountability, but if you don't clean the judiciary so that law takes precedence over the judiciary, confidence of the Ghanaians take precedence over personalities, we are not going anywhere. You see, the current Chief Justice is politically exposed.
Where's due process in all of this? This argument you make that she must go and all of that.
Process is when the provisions of the Constitution have been triggered. People have petitioned. And petitions are still ongoing. They are coming.
There are more petitions against the... How many we've heard?
So now, this is a trick. They say more petition 3. Ni nyina no nyansanim. Petition 3 nyina be faili. So ni nyina be faili. So that's why they are trying harder way to bring more. Because petition no mo sha ase miensa no e be faili ni nyina nyansanim. Ta petition miensa ni nyina no nyansasem. Na entimi defeat maame no. Especially Chief Justice no they lie bad. But the only thing is say the government will use executive power so be what be bully maame no eno no person way. Yeah. And one tikeke and you see so-called democratic leaders and whatever they are all watching. Let us see. What the nyina witness yenhwe. Now we NDC so you feel ashamed. Say what bind betimi ababonte or justify say we hu say nkrofo bia di bone now what me can want me for any parent court. I mean we shame. Just see that. Na advice we say no moko kan ye nimbegu aseti munye din want to say ye betimi asesa ye cases nya ne yakọ wini bi. Sa wo kirekire mu no banyansani bia nu a obete ase. Wo be kirekire mu akire ye. Emra court dan si wo. My God. Eti wonim one person wo ya say give the dog a bad name so you can hang it. Now the Chief Justice. Oh, see, court be brain in Chief Justice net wo. E den na wo twen say Chief Justice why Chief Justice and what me a win case. E kire so boa. Because your court be brain cases be brain wo kura nyanya na be ko Supreme Court. Chief Justice one try High Court case, only Supreme Court no try cases wo. So, e den na wo person catch up say the judicial system, the justice system you don't trust it. Unless I just achieve that stuff. Oh my goodness. Wow. And now we are government in power. Now any contestant citizen who say there's any more one year. Go and test the law. Etiana me pen this phone binaka. You know my critical analysis near say we met me defeat adrian. Yana me pombi. And this ni be any platform na so. The bi wa na and this ni bi wa ha. Na me musa question pa say to what ben to me serious there. I mean here comment section will be wa ha. Me pen this in one-on-one. No insult. Let us test our mind. Near say critically. So we are smarter. My goodness. Ukuta executive authority. Oh no about power. 3 months. You 4 months. What you say? Oh church mu say nkofobia ye boni eti your man. We shame. You are for say we don't want a politically exposed person such as CJ. CJ must go. Oh really? Now say you support that. You are me be phone line on ya free na me musa question why the man here politically no ye exposed ni ahwade because you see me more freelance about say come no one and na mabusa question because sa person ka sa akire me a o de me more freelance person o free odi ni ye oyiwa on ya free sa wo support wo ma de ya free me na me more question bi na yi no ma me why yeah or say we don't want okay my kind one yes or say you will be or say okay the same message yes also CJ must go period yeah obeko but we say me none pay rules on but we want to say my further better reason particulars said the church mami why you ABC not just to come to the media and use your propaganda no I say you're critical We just someone we are in the democratic system. And yeah, one man show say, I mean, supreme leader. No. Yenuano Yefras. Oh, you are a frame. I mean, the number not to swim. Me drew a frame. And I mean, me was
Prof 3, how many more do we know about?
The Chief Justice know that there are more petitions against her, you know, including issues that borders on criminality. And all of these fidelity of the constitutional provisions have been given respect.
You mentioned criminality in relation to the Chief Justice. What is the criminality that's...
She should leak the petitions that was given to her to respond. She should leak that one too. She's giving it to them, but they should leak it so that Ghanaians will get to know what the content.
You see, the reason why there's no way me and Johnny NDC and say, one, you're irresponsible. That's how I mean. See, what your statement or you or say, Chief Justice ekuta a lot of criminal charges be breathed. Now the journalists are smart. No refer and say you are talking about criminality. Now prove to us. Answer smartly. Chief Justice Mumupa only kid the idea. Utiriswate. Mustafa Bandi Utiriswate. Ukasi ase ohun. Fiakwani yanwini ohun. Na wo ka kire ujina media mu a wo ka no. Ka kire Ghana for ye hu ade ma me na ye ne hwade. Eti mpacho wo ye NDC nanti wunye shame say mu wonkofo we mu kasama munye shame ana nipa ne bebre adwene ye very damn shallow so obi komo kasa wontimi ndaje say de o ka ne ensamfo maame ni wo obi aye case etia no until say ye bedi wasem de na ye criminal nyansemu emramu de na ye criminal because nobody, no any other person can determine a criminal case until it has moved or it has been proven in the court of competent jurisdiction. No any other person. So we our government onim politics, onim law. Now any power we kasama abino, and young ones won't be good anymore say. Because no any other person, not even the president can so bet me up declare will be so a criminal. No way. And you get such person where mu edi aban nanim enya nwanwa so ye NDC ni entina me say ya na me see entina me ka say when tibon cause of 4 meter omo the resort in Abu Akwase na yi so be see obi o ya analytical o ya intelligent just come and let us talk ye ni nkomo ne hwade ye ba ni vibrating nyansa nkyerɛw because president entimi ka so obi a criminal only court. It is all be charged with a criminal crowd. No problem to me. Say, "Chanu wasi u." O kodo wano catch them. Many more problem. Yeah, only smart or long one sanity. It is also my men work criminal cases. Now okay. Now why the man here criminal no? Who did that? Why a prosecutor by a court by ya? This is bullshit.
But
you've seen the content and there are matters of criminality in there?
That the Chief Justice demanded the President to furnish her with copies of the petition. That have been done. She should leak it. She should give it to the public so that you have an appreciation of what the issues are.
Well, still on Mustafa Bande, he's urged for calm among the populace over the seeming lack of pace in the Operation Recover or Loot Oral. Now, according to him, there is a need for all political elements within the country's security architecture to remove them to ensure successful prosecution.
Let me assure you that anybody who have stolen from this country will be arrested. But you see, people want us to do it very fast. It can't be done that way because look, if you go to NIB, there are elements there at the analysis who are MPP people and all they do is to leak information. Okay, if you go to some of these sensitive institutions, people are still there who are leaking investigative informations. So if you start without cleaning up the place, you are fighting an already defeated cause. If you don't have evidence to prosecute, don't arrest anybody. Nobody will be persecuted. But let me tell you, any individual who have been found to have or have been believed to have done something wrong to this country will have the test of the law. And we have to allow that to happen so that the political class will have some fear even when they are going to commit some crimes. Look, the MPP led by Penyumak is not their grassroots, because the cause of calling for justice and prosecution involve even MPP people who are Ghanaian. It is only Penyumakins and his group who are obstructing.
Yeah, Ghana. The statements, the Kasani are disgusting. I tie. As why campaign, or government more, or government team operations, our presidency. My God. To where Yanaka and Aqua way into Yadigana Scat Yanaka. Hey, and where the service Mahama Pao. Because garbage now or thrown a tie. I mean, Tiana 7 Cranye. As why campaign. MPP for crap, I say you prosecute MPP for. Na ye Penyumak in Empany. As why campaign Chirankoda. God damn me, Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Whoa. And nipa wemuna Ghana for sacrifice intelligence with Ediane. Ghana for more sacrifice intelligence with Ediane. Namudi nipa wemu na be do mine him. Such for wemu. It way woman so man a solution for something pa we akwa we. Anyway, a word to a wise is in Sunday man. Tiedruha yebefa. Young queer him. Yefani say. Na the same issue. And City TV for one more CEO. Yes, Samolata Mensa. Or say NDC ashada kwashe nkrofo achi. And na one more year research in survey. Say mo pay kwan bia say Ghana for say yenyi chief justice Ghana for bianka we. Omun kare adwuma. Adwuma hye one boa. Adwuma hye. Yentie City TV for one CEO yentie no.
Survey. Very highly deceptive. And this is in our practice what we call agenda setting, which whoever did the survey is just setting an agenda to make the Chief Justice unpopular. Go back and check. So it's like asking people, if I catch somebody red-handed stealing my water, does that make the person a thief? What will people say? If you say that if I catch somebody red-handed taking my water away or stealing my water, does it make the person a thief? Everybody will say that yes. Go back and check the question. It says that if they establish a legal basis. But who will say no if they establish that she has done ABC and it's wrong? You understand? Yeah. Is that a question to ask? That if they establish, you should, if I read that portion again, you read it. If it is established that indeed legally she has done ABC, which is wrong, which is against. I mean, even somebody who has no idea of the issues, and frankly, 99.9% of the citizens don't even know what the issues are about. So if you go say, I am a researcher, and the topic for my research is that the Chief Justice if they find out that legally he has flouted or he's gone wrong, do you agree that should be sacked? And then people say, oh yeah, if it is established, then we agree. They go and write a report that says that people want the Chief Justice to go. Wow. That is an unruly behavior from a researcher. And they have to be embarrassed. I mean, I don't know why people are going on and on. 52% want her to go. It's not true. From the report